Hello, I'm Jason from the USA, and right now I'm here at the Seoul National University Bundang Hospital. The reason why I'm here is to learn more about diseases and preventative measures concerning our most important organ, the heart. So if you're interested in knowing what the top cardiologists of Korea have to say about our heart, come join us. Hi, I'm Jason.
Hey, Jason, welcome to our hospital. I'm Dr. Kang, interventional cardiologist.
I'm Wonjay Lee. I'm also interventional cardiologist working here in Seoul National University Bundang Hospital.
Well, thank you for inviting me. This is a very lovely hospital. A lot of people too. It's so busy here.
Right.
Do you know why I'm here today?
Of course, you want to know more about heart disease, right?
That's right, the heart. The heart is our most important organ in our body, right? And I feel embarrassed to say this. I don't know as much as I feel like I should about it. I feel like I've been ignoring my heart and everything about it. So I want to know more about the diseases and preventative measures that we can take to make it last longer and stay healthier. Can you tell me some more about those?
You're just in the right place. Before getting started, let me give you a question. Do you know what the number one cause of death worldwide?
Car accidents.
According to the WHO, World Health Organization, ischemic heart disease is the number one cause of death worldwide. Regardless of where you live, which sex you have, men or women, cardiovascular disease is the number one cause of death. It means it is prevalent, it is frequent, and it is associated with high risk of mortality.
That's scary. That's really scary. So we are in agreement that heart diseases are very scary and very common. And well, I feel like I should know more about it. So could you tell me some more common diseases concerning the heart?
So I think you may heard about angina and maybe myocardial infarction. So maybe heart attack would be easier word, right? So there are two representative diseases. One is angina. It's more about chronic disease. And myocardial infarction or heart attack is more acute disease. So, when you get older, you smoke, you have diabetes and hypertension, your coronary vessel, which is heart vessel, gets narrower and narrower, and you kind of develop like symptoms like chest pain when you walk and exercise. On the other hand, what we call myocardial infarction is rather acute. You may not have any symptoms yesterday or maybe 5 hours, 1 hour ago, but you suddenly develop very heavy tightness in your chest, and it's because of blockage of heart completely. And this is really, really dangerous. When you have these symptoms, you have to come to hospital right away.
Well, that's scary. You're doing a great job scaring me today. But I feel like this is a scary subject and we should all know about it. And I feel really bad because I haven't really studied it at all, really. I don't know much about it, so I have to reflect on it, reflect about my past.
Yeah, because it's usually older people are more concerned about it, and younger people think it's disease of older people, so not many people know much about these diseases.
I feel like I'm not young anymore and I'm not old yet. But when I was younger, of course, we all had the feeling, I'm going to live forever. No problem.
So you're kind of worried about cardiovascular disease already, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we start talking about warning signs and symptoms?
Ooh, okay, well, what are some warning signs and symptoms about the heart?
Symptoms may be different from people to people. Different people have different body and different nerve endings, but typical symptom is chest pain. When you exert yourself, when you exercise, when you load your heart, the demand for oxygen and nutrition is increased. But the narrowing of the vessel cannot meet the demand for the heart muscles. So when you exert yourself, your heart is in need for oxygen and it feels pain. So if you try to catch your grandchild, or walk upstairs, you can develop chest pain. And it feels like heaviness, tightness, or dull ache. Some people sit down and hold their chest and need to take a rest. When you take a rest and the exertion is lifted, usually the pain goes away within minutes, usually within 5 minutes. Myocardial infarction is a different disease. The pain, you haven't had it before. It is usually acute, as Dr. Lee said. You haven't had that kind of chest pain, but suddenly in the morning you have that kind of chest pain, it's really bad. It's really, really bad, and it goes longer, usually more than minutes and more than hours.
Are there any other symptoms besides that?
So, as Dr. Kang mentioned, chest pain is most typical symptom. However, there are other warning signs or other symptoms that may indicate angina or myocardial infarction. So people always think that, heart is at left. So when they have left chest pain, it may be because of heart problem. But actually, heart is right here. It is rather deviate to the left, but still somewhere in the middle of your chest here. So people may present with abdominal pain as well. And sometimes pain here, maybe sometimes radiating pain to arms and jaws. So it's not really just chest pain that people present with. And the other symptoms also is like heartburn. They think it's heartburn, but sometimes it's also symptom of heart disease. When you feel these symptoms, not just comes and go, but kind of persist, and then you should think about heart as well. And also, women tend to have more atypical symptoms, right? So he mentioned about when we exercise and we have really heavy things and you develop chest pain, we're more certain it's because of heart. But women's, they tend to have atypical symptoms. They just might have indigestion, some discomfort. I don't really know it's related to my exercise or not, but still it also can be warning sign.
So I feel like the women's symptoms are not as severe. Is this true? Is like lessened?
So I wouldn't say severity less, but it presents with more diverse, features.
It's just different.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Sometimes people think it's just stomach or it's just because of stress. It may be signs that's saying that they're saying something bad is going on in their body.
So when you should be more concerned when you have those kind of like chest discomfort, but when you have like sweating or like nausea or some dizziness coming with these kind of symptoms, then you should be more worried about this can be heart disease.
This is really good to know. I had no idea about the differences between males and females. Now that I have a wife and I know what to look for if she is feeling these type of discomforts or atypical signs, now I know, hey, maybe it's the heart too. I remember learning heart attack, left side, left arm.
Right.
That's all I knew. I didn't know about the jaw or over here or in the stomach. So this is very, very good news.
Not
not
only
very good.
women, but also elderly people and people with diabetes may also have atypical symptoms like that.
Oh. Thank you for teaching me all these new things. Well, thanks to Dr. Lee and Dr. Kang, I am learning a lot about the heart, and I am becoming more and more worried about my heart. But fortunately, there are, and this is what I heard, there are some preventative measures you can take to keep your heart healthy. Can you tell me more about those?
Sure. There are a lot of ways you can do to prevent cardiovascular disease. When you get older, you have higher risk for cardiovascular disease. And some people have genetic susceptibility for cardiovascular disease, but those kind of risk factors you cannot control. You have no control over them. There are many risk factors that you can modify. Modifiable risk factors include high blood pressure, high sugar, high blood cholesterol, and smoking. You can control them to prevent cardiovascular disease. Blood pressure should be lower than 140 and 90, ideally 130 and 80. And blood cholesterol, total cholesterol under 200, and bad cholesterol or LDL cholesterol under 100 or 130, according to your risk profiles, and blood glucose under 100. Smoking is a terrible habit, Just quit smoking, give up smoking, and you cut your cardiovascular risk by a half.
Holy cow. Wow.
And exercise, 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week, it really helps. Cardio exercise, aerobic exercise, that makes you sweat, nice and happy. It really helps. It reduces your cardiovascular risk tremendously.
And there you have it. We just learned so much great information about the heart by Dr. Kang and Dr. Lee. And I learned so much. I had a great time. I hope you guys did too. And I want to thank you so much for letting me come here.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you for coming here. It was really fun for us to chat with you.
Yeah, same here. I hope we can have this kind of opportunity again and talk about these issues.
Sure, I'll come next week.
Great.
Before we go, do you have anything else you want to say to our viewers?
I'd like to underline the importance of early and regular screening. If you go and see your doctors regularly, you can pick up your risk factors and have a higher chance to control them. Blood pressure, full profile of lipid abnormalities.
Control your stress and exercise.
Exercise.
Yes.
Have a happy and healthy day. See ya.
Bye.